Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new series. Serious? We're getting serious with a new series. This, my friends, is a new series, not serious, but we may be getting serious, I don't know, called Logo Evolution, yay! And of course, the series has been in the planning stages for, I don't know, maybe for like a couple of months. So you may notice that some things are just a little bit out of date. But yes, the whole series, and you can probably tell what we're going to go over with from what you see on your screens, but we are basically going to be looking at the evolution of branding of many different kind of things, whether it be like corporate branding, company branding, product branding, you know, anything from like drink products, from like Pepsi for instance, maybe a bit of a spoiler alert there, Pepsi, Coca-Cola, foods, you know, candy, anything with a logo on it. We will look at how these logos have changed over the years. And what we will start off with is Google, the very popular and somewhat famous / infamous search engine on the internet. Google, of course, started off as just a simple web search engine. Of course, it's evolved into, not pun not intended, of course. It has evolved from being just a simple search engine to being a vast company with many different products. Of course, Google's products are built to be online, internet products, so you've got stuff like Google Drive and so forth. But we're going to be looking at the history of how the logo went from where it was initially to where it is just now. And we're going to be looking at the logo of Google itself. Nothing in between or whatsoever. We're just going to be looking at the logo of the main Google company kind of thing. So with all that rambling aside, let's go and take a look. So we are going to go on to something interesting. This right here is the logo for Google back in 1995. Of course, it wasn't actually called Google back then, it was called Backrub. And it was, I think, based on my knowledge of it was basically supposed to compete with Yahoo, Yahoo and another set, Ask Jeeves and so forth. Of course, Google wasn't actually in that system yet, kind of thing. It wasn't actually in existence. But of course, Backrub is actually the predecessor to Google Search. It's got some of the same technologies and so forth. Basically, it's just a search engine. Now, someone over on a forum called Blogoscoped.com actually archived what the site would have looked like to some extent, and it denounces itself as a Backrub is a web crawler which is designed to traverse the web. Currently, we are developing techniques to improve the search engines. We will make various services soon as possible. Hang on. We will make various services as soon as possible. Yeah. So many services are unavailable due to blah 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 blah. But yeah, this basically entails what Backrub was in some cases supposed to look like. And I'm guessing, because of course it's Backrub, there's a guy's hand massaging someone else's back, I suppose. A little bit weird, I suppose, but yeah, it's the 90s, what do you expect? But of course Backrub, you could probably say, is rubbing the back of the internet to try and get certain results, so to speak. So maybe Backrub and web crawler are kind of hand in hand in that kind of way, because you know, you rub the back of the web and to find certain results and so forth. Anyways, so that is Backrub. This is the Google logo that was used in 1997. Of course, Google search engine was actually available at this point in time. Backrub was still kind of like getting there, kind of thing. Google was actually, this was about around the time when the people who invented Google were kind of like showing this as a kind of like a demonstration kind of thing. I think it was supposed to be like a demo kind of software kind of thing. And this is the logo that they chose at the time. Of course, it does look a little bit ugly. It's got kind of like a 90s feel to it, you know. Something about it strikes me a little bit. I'm kind of thinking that maybe in some way that the logo may have animated. It was quite prevalent back in the 90s when the internet was still in its infancy for websites, you know, whether it be like the BBC or something like that. A lot of these websites used GIF images, which is quite interesting. And based on how pixelated and how it looks kind of thing, I could be completely wrong in this, but based on how it looks to me, something about it makes me think that potentially this logo would have animated somewhat, maybe that the letters would have jolted about or had some kind of like bouncing animation going on. But it appeals to me a little bit, I've got to say. Now that I'm looking a little bit longer now, I actually kind of like it a little bit better. But of course, I am a dork in that way, so I do like old stuff kind of thing. But yeah, it's alright kind of thing, but not really modern looking, and this would have aged quite quickly because it looks kind of pixelated and kind of ugly, unique in its own way kind of thing. But this is another archive from Blogoscoped.com, and it shows this kind of like demonstration of what Google was going to be like. So it basically says here, as you can see for yourself, this is a demo of the Google search engine. Note, it is a research in progress, so expect some downtimes and malfunctions. You can also find the older Backrub web page here. Google is being developed by Larry Page and Sergey Brin, with very talented implementation help by Scott Hassan and Alan Sterenberg. Sorry. So I'm kind of off on my kind of Google history, but you've got two search engines going on here. You've got Search Stanford University. I presume it's Stanford University. And then you've got Search the Web. And basically, it was I think basically what happened was Google in some way took some of the technologies from Backrub, put it into that kind of thing, and also developed ways in order to actually get search results from around the web. At this point, at this stage, people were actually starting businesses. For like Yahoo when it was still the biggest search engine ever. Yahoo and Ask Jeeves. People were actually creating businesses where they could help with SEO, all that kind of stuff that helps you rank and search. So here we are. So we've got like, it's quite an interesting little thing, and of course it does look kind of dodgy. The person on the website does say that this is proof of concept because this is an archive of the web page, and they think that this is actually what it may have looked like, but this has actually been altered a little bit. The grey, apparently the guy on Blogoscope.com says that this is all the grey background is kind of like altered in a way. So it's kind of odd, but this is kind of like what web pages looked like back in the 90s. So it's kind of ugly, but meh. Now we will go to. Now, of course, Google was still in its infancy, and it wasn't actually in existence at the time. It was still a behind the walls beta kind of thing going on. But you can see here we're starting to get that modern logo going on. Of course, the colours are inverted a little bit. So you've got green instead of blue for the G, and then you've got basically the colours that would end up as a Google logo. The G is blue, but of course the L would keep its green, and the G, the uppercase G, would actually gain some of the blue from the other G kind of thing. And of course this G would end up being the icon logo for Google for many years. So this is the Google logo kind of thing. It is kind of pixelated, but is from, I did actually find this ironically from Google, Google Images, and it's a little bit pixelated, but quite a lot of pages I've found this on, been trying to look for something a little bit more high quality, was kind of dodgy. So this is July 1998. This is a little bit of a look through. This is actually from logopedia.com. These are some additional concept logos. You've got the original one we looked at initially at the top there. You've got these little eyes going on with the second. I actually kind of like this one. I don't know why, but I kind of like this one as well. I like the eyes going through it. I think at one point in time the Google logo did actually have those eyes going on as well, which is kind of funny. You had this very kind of 1980s kind of groovy logo going on. It's quite, as I say, it's quite 1980s. And then you've got this logo that kind of resembles the one from early 1998, like this one here. It's kind of quirky looking. It's got the kind of like silhouette of the slightly more modern Google logo. But we'll go on to the launch logo, and as I've mentioned before, it's not really too different from the one I initially showed of June 1998. Of course, the G has actually claimed some of the blue from the other G. It's still got an exclamation mark at this point. Apparently, they were at that point in time they were trying to mimic Yahoo in that way with exclamation mark kind of thing. It's kind of quirky, and of course, it's Google. It's quite a nice little logo kind of here, a kind of thing here. Sorry. So we'll go on, and we will look at what the website looked like. And this is basically what you would have seen initially when loading up the search engine. So this is a cache screenshot from the Internet Archive around the terms of November 1988. And you can see here there's two links on this home page kind of thing. It sends you to one type of website, and then the other link sends you to the other one. Now I can't remember in what order which one goes, but we'll go to the next page. Now I think this is from the first link. This is what you kind of see here. So you get Google exclamation mark updates monthly, your email address, so you get like updates on what's going on, and it's still being developed by Stanford University. Index contains 25 million pages, soon to be much bigger. About Google. Now we'll go to the next page, and we'll see this is kind of like what the page looked like from the other link. And I'm telling you right now, if you actually go into the Internet Archive and look for this, you can actually see this exact same thing going on. But here we go, Google Beta. So you've got, it's a little bit more quirky looking. It's not as clean as the modern Google search engine looks like, but of course it's 1999 and we're still trying to figure out how the internet works. We already know how the internet works. It's just trying to get it to where we can actually get it to be usable in that way. So quite a lot of links going on here. Stanford University, Linux search, why use Google, press about Google, and all that kind of lovely stuff. And here is one from slightly more in the future where it's a lot more cleaner. It's a little bit nicer to look at kind of thing. So all I have to do is just search in the bar kind of thing. It's nothing too advanced. So we'll go on to the next logo. This is the famous one used from 1999 all the way until the one in the present day. And of course, this has never changed for in like 10 or 12 years at least. I think it was 14 years it was used for, but yeah, it is very Google. You know, nothing too much to say about this. This was launched in May 1999. And we've got all the quirks of the modern Google logo. We've got the E and a slight slant, making it look as if it's smiling with a little bit of an eye going on. We're going hee hee. But yeah, very familiar. The two G's at one point in time that would have been used as the favicon or the icon logo. That the favicon is basically when you're on a web browser and you can see a little logo on the top of the web page, on top of the web browser kind of thing. Even in the tabs, that has a little favicon kind of thing. That little tiny icon you can see, and it ranged from using this G to that G, and that was used in May 1999. So this is how it would have looked when you would use the web page. So this is 1999. This is cached October the 12th, 1999, and again thanks to the internet archive. So still quite interesting, but you've got additional links on the top here. You've got jobs at Google and about Google, and it's just basically the same. It's got the I'm feeling lucky button, still in use today kind of thing. A slightly more updated web page, and this is from 2001, even though it says in the cache that it was June the 22nd, 2000 is when the cache was taken, and it says saying here 2001 Google, which is kind of weird. A lot not as clean as the previous two iterations. We're starting to get back into the messy look kind of thing, but search 1 million pages, 1.3 million even, and you've got advanced search and so forth, Google Web Dictionary and a lot of other services. So we're starting to evolve into Google having additional services besides the search engine, and of course Google's starting to grow a little bit more, a little bit bigger kind of thing. It's getting to the stage now that they are becoming a major company, and you've got cool jobs. You've got add Google to your site, so you can actually link it to your web page and use it as a search engine to look at your web page, so forth. That may have been the predecessor to a Google custom search. So we have got the May 2010 Google logo. Not too different from the previous one. Of course, it's a little bit flattened out, as if someone's taken an iron to it kind of thing. An iron kind of thing that you use for clothes. Now, initially it was previewed in 2009, November 2009, and it was officially launched in 2010. It was literally just previewed. Google had it issued on the web page for a few days or so, and then it officially was updated to this long after. And we start going into the favicon kind of thing, where we're starting to see how the favicon looks. As I've already mentioned, the favicon is the little icon you see at the top of your web browser. If you look at the top of your web browser, especially if you're using a desktop browser, if you look at the top, you can see the YouTube logo. If you're watching this on YouTube kind of thing, you can see that kind of a cute little play button at the top. That is what we're going on right now. If you're not watching this on YouTube, this might be an unfortunate kind of thing, but this is the logo used since September 2013, so we're starting to get into that little modern take where everything's starting to go into a flat kind of look, which I still think to this day is actually copied from Windows Phone, from when Microsoft had that little rebrand back in, of course, this same year, about 2012ish. Everything went all flat, and Windows 8 had the flat live tiles, and Windows Phone had the flat live tiles, so forth. Everything was literally becoming flat, and it's quite nice, but so we're starting to get a little bit closer to the modern day, and you can kind of see, not too interesting, but of course all that's happened is the logo is a little bit flatter. So we're entering 2013, and this is literally what the logo looks like in 2013. So kind of still a little bit 2D-ish, a little bit kind of 2.5D, not completely 3D-ish, but we've got shadow and stuff going on underneath. And this would have been used especially on Android phones as for Google Search, for the Google Search app and so forth. And then 2014 is a little bit slightly more different. Of course, the icon's a little bit more flat. Got a little bit of a shadow going on underneath. That is September 2014, and now September 2015. This is where we get to the present day Google logo. Of course, it's quite quirky. It's used quite a lot of rebrands that took place in 2015 used the same font kind of thing going on here. I can't remember what the font's called, but of course Google, in their fancy ways, they did alter it in a way so that the E resembled the E from the original look, being tilted up and looking like a smile. As I said before, it was a bit like the E is going hee hee. And of course nothing else to do with that, but of course the G the big G became the main logo for Google at this point. This probably went along with the fact that Google was starting to merge with its so-called parent company that it invented, basically, called Alphabet. So it was probably to try and get with that, and also try and not even just diversify. Sorry, it was also to try and get of Google services unified, and so that you know that if you're using Gmail, it's a Google product and so forth.
Oh no!
And here are a list of interesting logos. I can't remember what is going on right here, but you can actually kind of see this old favicon thing going on right here. And this is the modern G logo that you can see, especially if you're on your Android phone, and you can see this kind of thing for the Google app. But that is that. And of course, this is what the web page would have looked like, kind of. In 2015, it wouldn't have this grey bar at the top. And this was cached from Tuesday the 15th of the 9th, 2015, and it's created to then an archive again. So you can see this in this working, and if you want to see how this logo works today, you can actually just go into Google search on your web browser kind of thing and just see it in action kind of thing. It's not really changed too much since then, but of course the actual search engine product has evolved a lot since then. And with that being said, I hope you enjoyed this, and also, if you did enjoy this, along with liking this little episode right here, let us know what you think about this new series, and also, if you want to see some new interesting stuff, subscribe to this channel, and let us know what you want us to do next, kind of thing. Like, what other kind of brand would you like me to look at next when it comes to the logo evolution kind of thing. This is all community-based thing, so if you would like to, just email us, or you can go onto the Twitter and let us know, or comment down below if you're on YouTube kind of thing. Now, with that being said, I am Ricky. This was Logo History / Logos Evolution, and I will see you next time. Bye.